सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सुखं नित्यं स्वप्रकाशं व्यापकं नामरूपयोः अधिष्ठानं बुद्ध्यबोध्यं बुद्धेर्दृग्यत्तु निर्मलम् अपारं सर्ववेदान्तवेद्यं प्रत्यक्परं महः तदेवाहं न मत्तोऽन्यदिति मे निश्चिता मतिः। Page 95, topic 172, middle portion. आकाशस्यैव चैतन्यस्यापि चतुर्विधो भेदः हे सौम्य त्वत्सन्देहनिवर्तकविचाररूपमुपदेशं शृणु। यथा एकस्यैव आकाशस्य घटाकाशः जलाकाशः मेघाकाशः महाकाश इति चतुर्विधभेदोऽस्ति तथा एकस्यैव चैतन्यस्य कूटस्थः जीवः ईश्वरः ब्रह्म चेति भेदचतुष्टयमस्ति। येषां स्वरूपं विचारपूर्वकं यदा सम्यग् विजानासि तदा त्वदीयसन्देहानां समाधानं त्वं स्वयमेव जानीयाः। अतः तेषां स्वरूपं मया अभिधीयमानम् अवधारय। तदधिगमेन तव निस्संशयज्ञानोदयद्वारा जन्मादिदुःखं निःशेषं विनश्येत्। Nischalodasa, the author, now he is going to present Chit Chaturvidya Prakriya. After dealing with Anirvachaniya Khyati elaborately, he borrows Panchadashi, 6th chapter, Chitradeepa Prakaranam, where Vidyaranya used the Prakriya called Chit Chaturvidya Prakriya. To understand this Chaitanyam Brahma, first he used that example Akasha. Akasha Drishtamta, 4 types of Akasha he presents. By understanding these 4 types of Akasha, the space, later we can understand the 4 types of Chaitanyam as it were, and later he presents that Ekam Brahma. This is a Prakriya used by Vidyaranya in Panchadashi that he is elaborating now. In 172, just he introduced first Akasha, 4 types of Akasha. Then what are the 4 types of Chaitanyam he is introducing here. And Guru tells that by listening this to you clearly, you will clarify all your doubts. He Somya, Tvat Sandeha Nivartaka Vichara Rupam Upadesham Shrunu. To remove your Tvat Sandeha means that Sandeha, the doubts what you have. However much we listen to Vedanta, the doubts will continue for long time until we assimilate the essence of Vedanta. It is natural That's why Guru is accepting the doubts which are in the mind of the student. Tvat sandeha. Nivartaka Vichara Rupa. To remove your doubts, that type of analysis I am going to do. Vichara Rupa. Vichara means inquiry, analysis. Upadesham, the teaching. Shrunu, may you listen. Yatha. What is the teaching? Just he is briefing what I am going to teach you. Just as ekasya eva akashasya. Just as one space is as though divided into ghatakasha, pot space, jalakasha, water space, meghakasha, cloud space, mahakasha, total space. There are 4 types of spaces. Even though there cannot be spaces, as it were, it is divided. Indivisible space is divided as it were, seemingly. Iti chaturvidha bhedaha asti. There are 4 types of divisions in Akasha. Asti. Tatha. Similarly. Ekasya eva. One single non-dual chaitanyam, the consciousness also have 4 divisions as it were. That as it were is very important. There cannot be real divisions either in Akasha or in Chaitanyam. So as it were you have to write. Kutasthaha. One type of Chaitanyam is called Kutasthaha, micro original consciousness. Ghatakasha is micro pot space at micro level. Kutasthaha. Then Jivaha, micro reflected consciousness. Jivaha. Then Ishvaraha, third type of consciousness is macro reflected consciousness. Ishvaraha. Then Brahma, macro original consciousness. So space level also micro and macro. 2 types of micro and 2 types of macro. 2 types of micro means original one and reflected one. Macro also original and reflection. At Akasha level. Similarly at Chaitanyam level also 2 types of micro and 2 types of macro. Micro means Vyashti, macro means Samashti. Micro level original and reflection, both OC and RC we know. At space level you can say OS and RS, original space and reflected space. Like that you can say. Here Ishvaraha is macro RC. Macro RC, Jiva is micro RC, Kutastha is micro OC. OC means original consciousness. And Brahmacha iti, macro original consciousness. Brahma means macro level samashti original consciousness. Bheda chatushtayam asti. 4 types of divisions are there. Esham swarupam, their nature. Clearly, Vichara purvakam means clearly when you do analysis, study properly, not just closing your eyes and doing Vichara. Here Vichara means listening from the teacher clearly. After listening, then you can do contemplation on that. First we have to receive the teaching from the teacher. Vichara purvakam yada, when samyak vijanasi, when you know clearly all these 4. 4 means Akasha level, example level also 4 types of Akasha, micro, macro, to micro, to macro. At same way Chaitanya level also, Dashtanta level also, to micro, to macro, Vyashti, Samashti. If you know Vijanasi, Tada, then Tvadiya sandehanam samadhanam. Tvadiya, the doubts which are in your intellect, which are there in your intellect. Tvadiya sandehana. Sandeha means doubts. Tvadiya, your doubts. Sandehanam samadhanam, clear answer. Tvam swayameva janiyaha. You yourself clearly understand. Swayameva janiyaha. Ataha tesham swarupam. Therefore, their nature means akasha, four types, and chaitanyam, four types, how they are appearing in four ways, and like that. Swarupam maya abhidhiyamanam, that which is going to be taught by me. Avadharaya, may you listen attentively. May you listen attentively, carefully, vigilantly. Avadharaya. Tad adhigamena, by understanding that way, adhigamena, tava nissamshaya jnanodaya dvara. Knowledge is a knowledge, real knowledge is that where there are no doubts. Doubtful knowledge is almost as good as ignorance. Doubtless knowledge alone is right knowledge. Therefore, nissamshaya. Sandeha rahita. Samshaya rahita. Nissamshaya means doubtless. Jnana udaya dvara. The jnanam udayam, that rise in your mind through that knowledge which rise in your intellect without any doubts. What will happen? What is the benefit by that knowledge? Janmadi dukkham. Janma, marana, vyadhi, jara, old age, birth, disease, death, all these are the causes for dukkham, sorrow. Janmadi dukkham. Nissesham vinashyeta. Vinashyeta, that will be destroyed. Go away. How? Nissesham, without any reminder. There will not be any dukkham because of janana, because you understand there is no janma, and you understand there is no maranam. You understand body mind complex you are not, which has got old age and disease. You understand that is nishesham, without any reminder. There is no any an iota of dukkham in you. Dukkha will be destroyed. Vinashyeta, vinashyet. Up to here we saw in the last class. Now he is going to elaborate what are those chaturvidha akasha. First he explains. Later he goes to Chaitanyam, the Dashtanta. From 173 topic to 176. So the four topics he is going to clearly explain what is Ghatakasha, what is Jalakasha, what is Meghakasha, what is Mahakasha. That we will see today. Topic number 173 to 176 I will read. Then 173 onwards he gives one type of akasha. Chaturvidhakasha varnanam. Topic 173. Ghatakashaha jalapurita ghatavasthanaya yavan akasho vakashe dadati tavan akashaha ghatakasha iti pandhitaihi uchyate. First he introduced that micro level veshti akasha, ghatakasha, that is called pot space. Pot space, ghata means pot, akasha means space. Normally akasha means we think it is sky, blue sky. That is not the meaning here. Here akasha means space. He explained that also. Avakasha Pradata, that one which accommodates, is called Akasha. So Ghatakasha, Chaturvidha Akasha Varnanam. Varnanam means description. The description of what? Akasha, description of space. What type of space? Chaturvidha, four types of spaces. We have to use that word. Four types of spaces, as it were. Varnanam, description. What is that? Number one is Ghatakasha. Ghatakasha means Jalapurita Ghatavasthanaya. Here, the space which is in the pot, Ghatakasha. You have to understand there is a pot. Once a pot is created by the pot maker, there is a space in the pot. How do you know there is a space in the pot? You pour milk, you pour water, and without space is not there, you cannot keep your fingers inside the pot. So there is a space in the pot. So Ghatakasha. Jalapurita Ghatakasha Sthanaya. Ghatavasthanaya. So what type of pot? There is a pot with water. Jalapurita. Filled with. Jalapurita means a pot filled with water. In that Yavan Akashaha, as much space it can accommodate. Small pot accommodate, no, small space only will be there. If it is a big pot, big space. Yavan Akashaha Avakashe Dadati, that pot can accommodate that space. Accommodate Dadati. Tavana Akashaha, that much space is called Ghatakasha iti Panditaihi Uchyate. Panditaihi. That Akashaha, Ghatakasha means micro original Akasha. Micro original Akasha is there available in the pot. Panditaihi Uchyate. Wise people say that. So the pot has got space inside. That is, original Akasha is available. It is said by the wise people, micro original Akasha. Here in the footnote, there is a big paragraph. The essence of that Tippani, it is called a Tippani. What this author wants to say, some more finer observation. When the pot is there, there is space in the pot, that also is fine, we understand. But he says the thickness of the pot, that where the pot is there, the walls of the pot, their space is. Even a house also you see. You will say, where is space? Space is inside the hall. And outside the hall we say not normally. But where the wall is, there also space is. If space is not there, wall cannot be there. So the wall, where the thickness of the wall also is in the space only. As its thickness, 1 centimeter or 2 centimeters width, where it is, that is in the space only. That is the essence he gives in the, he takes it as Panchama Akasha. Ghatakasha, Meghakasha, Mahakasha, along with 4, another 5th one also is there. That is gives in the Tippani. Panchamaha Kapalakasha iti Vaktavyam Bhavet. Kapala means the pot. The pot is occupying the space actually. Inside the pot there is a space, outside the pot also there is space. Ghatakasha, Mahakasha. But where pot is there, there also space is there. But naturally we don't observe that. Where pot is there, space is also there. That is the idea he presents in the Tippani. That we are not going to see that. Now we are taking only 4 types of Akasha. So the Panchama Akasha is also Prasiddham. It is in Shastra, he says. That much is enough about the Tippani. Now we see the original here, the paragraph. So Jalapurita Ghatakasha Ghatavasthanaya, whatever the space is available, which is where in the pot water is there, Yavan Akashaha, that Akasha which it can accommodate that much space is called Ghatakashaha. That is Ghatakasha. Next page is going to introduce the second type of Akasha, that is Jalakasha. What is Jalakasha? Topic number 174, page number 96, the top line. So what is Jalakasha? Now second type of Akasha. Jalakashaha Jalapurne Ghate Nakshatradi Sahitakashaha Pratibimbati Tadrishakasha Pratibimbaha Ghatakashascha iti ubhayam militva Jalakasha ityuchyate. So Jalakasha, Jala means water, Akasha means space. The space which is appearing in the water, which water is in the pot. You have to imagine, in our houses when you put water in the pot, you can see the space in that water. Jala Pratibimbita Akasha, that is reflected space in the water. Which water is in the pot? Jalapurne Ghate. When the ghata, the pot, is filled with water, Jalapurne means filled with water. What happens there? Nakshatradi Sahita Akashaha. The space you can see, which space is having stars. Adi Padat, daytime means Surya reflects in that water. Water is one type of reflecting medium. Just as the mirror is a reflecting medium which can reflect, water also can reflect the objects. That's why you can see your face in the water. Therefore, he says Nakshatradi. Nakshatra means stars, etc. Daytime, night time means stars you can see in the water. Stars reflect in the water. Daytime you can see the sun reflecting in the water. So Nakshatradi Sahita Akasha, that space along with associated with stars, etc. Pratibimbati, gets reflected. Therefore, Tadrisha Akashaha, such type of space, Pratibimbaha, that type of reflection is called Ghatakashascha Ubhayam. So, Ghatakasha and Jalakasha. Ghatakasha is original space and water is there in that Ghatakasha. So in that Ghatakashastha Jala, that Pratibimbita Akasha, reflected space. So Ghatakashascha Ubhayam. Ubhayam means that space which is reflecting in the water and that space which is in the pot. That is original space. Reflected space in the water is called reflected space. That is Ghatakashascha Ubhayam. Ghatakasha means original space. Jalakasha means reflected space. Ubhayam, both of them. Militva. Militva means mixture. Mixture of both is known as Jalakasha ityuchyate. Jalakasha, Jalam needs some container. The container must have some space. Then only Jalam can be held in that container. Therefore, Jalakasha to Akasha to reflect in the Jalam, Jalam must be in the container must have space, therefore container space is original space and the Jalam reflected space is Jalakasha. That is the second one. So Jalakasha, highly imagine it. You have to imagine, or you can do trial also in your house tomorrow. Keep a pot, or today night itself you can keep. If it is on Paurnami, you can see. And pot in the water and you can see the space. Jalakasha ityuchyate. Mixture of these two. One is Ghatakasha, another is Jalakasha. Original space and reflected space. This is the second one. It gets reflected. So Jalakasha means a reflected space, we have to remember. So number one is reflected space plus reflecting medium, that is water, reflecting medium plus original space. So three are there: reflected space, reflecting medium water, and original space. Put together Jalakasha. So reflected space is not separate from the original space. That's what we have to understand. Reflected space cannot be there separately from original space. Okay. Now we'll read the Purvapakshi's objection here. From next paragraph, the Purvapakshi comes and Nischala gives an answer. Nanu akashasya pratibimbo na yujyate kintu kevala nakshatradinameva saha yujyate रूपा भावात् न आकाशस्य प्रतिबिम्बः संभवति रूपवतो हि प्रतिबिम्बः स्यात् तस्मान्नाकाशस्य प्रतिबिम्बो युज्यते इति चेत् न जले आकाश प्रतिबिम्बानभ्युपगमे गोष्पद परिमाणक स्वल्प जले महाकाशादि परिमाणक परिमाण गभीरतया प्रतिबिंबो न स्यात् तथा उपलभ्यमानत्वात् आकाश प्रतिबिंबो अंगीकार्य एव न च नीरूप पदार्थ प्रतिबिंबो नास्तीति वाच्यं नीरूपस्यापि शब्दस्य प्रतिध्वनिदर्शनात् स च प्रतिध्वनिः शब्दस्य प्रतिबिंब एव तस्मान् नीरूपस्यापि आकाशस्य प्रतिबिंबो युज्यत एव. This is the question and answer, both are there. Purvapakshi's first half, Purvapakshi's objection, Nanu onwards. Nanu means Purvapakshi, the aside discussion. This is Purvapakshi says, no, I am not able to accept your presentation of Jalakasha. Nanu. Why? Akashasya pratibimbaha na yujyate. Akasha cannot have any reflection. Akasha cannot reflect in anything. Why? Kintu kevala nakshatradinameva saha yujyate. Nakshatra can, stars can reflect. How Akasha can reflect? Nakshatra, kevala nakshatra, I can accept the stars can reflect in the water, not Akasha. Don't say Akasha is reflecting in the waters. Say nakshatra, stars are reflecting, sun is reflecting, fine. I can accept. Why? What is the reason? I say, the reason is this. Kintu kevala nakshatradinam sayujyate. The reason is this. for my conclusion, Rupa Bhavat Akashasya. Akasha doesn't have any Rupa. Abhava means absence. Akashasya, of that space, which space doesn't have any Rupa. Rupa Abhava means space doesn't have any Rupa. First he gives the Pratyaksha Pramanam. Then he gives the logical pramanam also, logic also. Rupa abhavat, we don't see any form. Rupa has got two meanings, shape and color. Rupa has got two meanings. One is shape, is called Rupa, or we can say color. Tarkashastra, in Tarkashastra they take Rupa means color, Varna, color they take. Akasha doesn't have any shape, Akasha doesn't have any color. That which doesn't have color and shape, how it can reflect? Stars have shape, Surya has got shape, therefore they can reflect. But Akasha neither color nor shape having, therefore how can it reflect as a pratibimba? Rupa abhavat akashasya pratibimbaha na sambhavati. Where is na? Rupa abhava nakashasya, there is nakar. Rupa abhavat akashasya pratibimbaha na sambhavati. Akasha doesn't have the color or shape, therefore reflection of Akasha you cannot say. There is reflection of Akasha, impossible, na sambhavati. What is the reason? Rupavataha hi pratibimbaha syat. Where there is Rupa, either shape or color, then only reflection is possible. Tasmat, therefore, Akashasya na pratibimbaha yujyate. This is why I am telling you there is no possibility of the reflection of space. So this is the Purvapakshi's objection. We don't have such a objection. We want to go to next, what is the next division. But Purvapakshi, a person who has got this type of doubt, he is asking, Pratibimbaha na yujyate iti, up to here inverted commas. From where? Nanu onwards. You have to put inverted commas up to yujyate iti. Just if you say so, iti chet. Now Nischala is going to answer. If you object like this, Akasha doesn't have any Rupa, color, form, shape, etc. Therefore it cannot have any Pratibimba. Therefore it cannot reflect in the space, Jala, Akasha. You cannot say iti chet. Na. Nischala says no. You cannot say so to the Purvapakshi. Nischala is answering. Why? What is the answer of Nischala? First he gives two answers. The depth of Akasha he explains. Then reflection is possible, he says. How it is possible also he gives the logic here. What is that? That is Jale Akasha Pratibimba Anabhyupagame. If you don't accept Anubhyapagame means if you don't accept what? Akashasya pratibimba, the reflection of the space, if you don't accept. Now I will give you one example. Nischala is giving an example. Goshpada parimanaka swalpa jale. Goshpada means the woof of the cow. When cows in villages, if you see, when the cows, buffaloes, when they are walking, their steps you can see their indication marks, step marks. That Akasha, afterwards, suppose it is a rainy season. If it is a rainy season, what will happen? In that woof of the cow, there is a space in that the water, the rainwater is filled. Rainwater is filled. That is Goshpada Parimana. How much space of that cow's hoof and the footprint, that much water. Parimanaka swalpa jale, little bit water. Swalpa jale, there is space. Mahagajadi Parimanaka Gabhirataya Pratibimbo Nasyad. Pratibimbaha Nasyad. That Pratibimba would have not been happened if that space Nasyat. Goshpada Parimana means that Parimana means measure, the space, how much it is there. If Anabhyupagami, that it would have not been. If you don't accept that space, that space reflecting in the cow footprint water and Mahagaja and a big elephant, how much its footprint, cow footprint is very small, therefore swalpa jalam, very less water. Whereas Mahagaja means big, huge elephant, footprint how much bigger one, there also water will be filled. Mahagajadi, a big elephant, Parimana, the measure, the space, Parimana, Gabhiratayaha. Gabhira means here depth of in that, Pratibimbaha Nasyat, that reflection would have not been happened. Anubhapagame, if you don't accept, it would have not happened, but it is happening. Tadha upalabhyamanatvat. We are seeing that. We are seeing that reflection of Akasha, the depth of Akasha in cow hoof print also. We can see Akasha, small swalpajalam. In elephant footprint is big space, big lot of water will stay there, reflection of space is available. Tadha upalabhyamanatvat, since they are available, Akasha pratibimbaha angikaryaha eva. You have to accept the Akasha pratibimba, the reflection of the space. You have to angikaryaha. You have to accept. You have to accept only, no other way. Nacha nirupa padartha pratibimbaha nasti iti vachyam. You should not say there is nirupa padartha pratibimba. Since Akasha doesn't have any rupa, therefore that which doesn't have any rupa cannot have pratibimba na vachyam. You should not say like that. Nirupasya pi shabdasya. Now he gives another logic, second answer. First one is pratyaksha pramanam. Goshpade jalam and gaja pada jalam akasha is pratyaksha pramanam, we are seeing. Now he gives the logic, second answer for emphasis. He gives the answer nirupasyapi, even that which doesn't have a form. Nirupasya means that colorless, formless, shapeless. Nirupasyapi. Shabdasya, shabda, sound doesn't have any shape or form. Shabdasya pratidhvani darshanat, we can see the echo. Pratidhvani means echo, darshanat, we are experiencing the echo. Pratidhvani, dhvani, pratidhvani. Dhvani means sound, pratidhvani means what? That echo is called pratidhvani. Bimba, pratibimba, original and reflection. Here also sound and sound reflection is called pratidhvani. Dhvani has got any shape? Dhvani has got, dhvani means sound. Does that sound has got any shape? Or sound has got any color? Without color, without shape, sound also is having its echo. Echo means its own sound is reflection only. It is as good as reflection. That is why we call it as pratidhvani. Pratidhvani means resound. Resound, reflection, resound. So reflection like here, resound or echo, darshanat, pratidhvani darshanat. Such a pratidhvani, that pratidhvani, that sound, shabdasya pratibimba eva. Very nice observation. We don't get this type of points anywhere. Shabdasya pratibimba. This resound is nothing else other than the resound of the sound. This is the language, how to present. Sanskrit is simple. Such a pratidhvanihi, that resound or echo of what? Shabdasya, of that sound. Echo of that sound, which sound is the cause for the echo, is pratibimbaha eva. It is the reflection, resound of that sound only. Therefore, tasmat, therefore, nirupasya api, any dravyam, substance, if doesn't have any shape or color, nirupasya api, akashasya, this akasha, space, pratibimbaha yujyate eva. Just as the sound has got pratidhvani, akash, sound doesn't have any rupa, nirupam, but pratidhvani is possible. Similarly, akasha also, in spite of it is nirupam, shapeless, colorless, it can have a reflection. Yujyate, pratibimbaha yujyate. Pratibimba is possible. Therefore, you have to accept what? Jalakashaha. Jalakashaha, either in the cow's hoof or gaja, elephant's hoof, or in the pot. Jala has got a reflection, reflecting capacity. According to Tarkashastra, logicians, Atma is also a dravyam, substance. Atma is also a dravyam, substance, and Atma also has got a guna, etc. They talk so many points will come in Tarka Shastra. That I will explain later in the next one. 175 topic. Now we have completed two Akasha. One is Ghatakasha, another is Jalakasha. Ghatakasha is original space, pot space. Ghatakasha means pot space. Jalakasha means water space. Water space means what? You have to remember, water space and pot space both are together, mixture. Why? Jalakasha cannot exist without Jalam. Jalam cannot exist independently, separately without container. Container must have space to hold the water. Therefore, you have to see, remember the four things here. Ghata, Ghata Akasha, and the Jalam is in that Akasha. In that Jalam, there is reflected Akasha. Therefore, two types of Akasha we have got. Micro level. Micro level, pot space and water space. So, water space is in the pot space. Water space is not independently existing. That is why it is a mixture. Jalakasha is always a mixture. Pot space can exist whether water is there or not. Pot space can exist. Original space, micro space in the pot can exist if there is water or not. But Jalakasha, water space cannot exist without container, pot. Therefore, Jalakasha means Ghatakasha Sahita Jalakasha. This you have to remember. Ghatakasha Sahita Jalakasha. Whenever we say Jalakasha, water space, Ghatakasha Sahita Jalakasha. That's why he said Ghatakashaschayu Ubhayam. Ghatakashascha Ubhayam Militva. He used the word Jalakasha ityuchyate. Okay. It is simple. Sanskritam is also simple. Example also simple. It is our every day-to-day example only. But in cities and all, we are living nowadays, and tap water, we don't hold water, and we don't keep outside also. But in villages and all, it is very natural. You can observe they keep water in the big pots and all. So now third Akasha I will read. Topic 175. After Ghatakasha, Jalakasha, what is the third one? Meghakasha. What is Meghakasha? Meghakasha Meghastitaye Yavan Akasha Avakasham Dadati Tavan Akasha Meghajale Pratibimbitakashascha Ubhayam Militva Meghakasha iti abhidhiyate Nanu Akashe asti Meghaha Tatra Meghe Jalakashaha Pratibimbascha Asti ityatra Kim Manamiti Chet Na Yadyapi Meghe Jalasya Akasha Pratibimbasya Cha Na Pratyakshataha Grahanam Atha api anumanena grahanam sambhavatyeva tathahi meghajala vrishtehe darshanat tatra jalam asti isti anumiyate yadi meghe jalam na syat tarhi tato jalavrishtirna syat kincha meghastham jalam akasha pratibimbitam visishtam swachhadravyatvat darpanadivat iti anumanena meghastha jale akasha pratibimba anumanancha siddhyati yadyasti jalam tarhi तज्जलम आकाश प्रतिबिंबेन विना न स्यात् इति हि नियमः एवं मेघे जलं तत्र आकाश प्रतिबिंबश्च अनुमानेन प्रसिद्ध्यति. Now the third one is Meghakashaha. Megha Akasha means space, Megha means cloud. Here Meghakasha at macro level. Now Jalakasha is at micro level and Meghakasha is at macro level. That is for Ishvara. He is going to take later in Dashtanta. So Meghakasha means original space plus reflected space at total level, samashti level. Meghasthitaye, that which is there in the Megha cloud. Yavan Akashaha, how much space is there in the Megha? Avakasham Dadati, as much space, as much original space is, that much original space and also reflected space in the water is available in the cloud. As much original space in the Megha, that much original space and reflected space also both are available. That is the meaning of this sentence. Yavan Akashaha Avakasham Dadati, and accommodate that space. Tavan Akashaha, that much original space. Megha Jale, that jalam which is in the Megha, water bearing clouds, they say. Water bearing clouds. So the water bearing cloud which is in that cloud. Cloud is also having space. Therefore, megha akasha, megha jala akasha. Megha jale, pratibhimbita akasha, the reflected space. In that water, which water is in the megha. This is at a total level. Macro, OS and RS. OS means original space, which is in that megha, and that megha has got water bearing cloud. In that water, the space is reflecting. Okay, macro space, that is reflected space at macro level. Pratibhimbita akashacha ubhayam militva, both are together. Original space at macro level and reflected space at macro level militva meghakasha iti abhidhiyate. That is called meghakasha. Just as jalakasha is a mixture of what and what. Ghatakasha and jalakasha is a mixture. Here also meghakasha is also a mixture. Meghakasha plus meghastha jalakasha. So that is why meghakasha iti abhidhiyate. It is called meghakasha, cloud space. Now the Purvapakshi again objection. What he says, Nanu, no, I cannot accept that reflected space in that cloud. Why? Akashe asti megha. There is no akasha in the megha. Why? Tatra, Purvapakshi continues, Tatra, there, meghe, in that space, in the cloud, jalam akasha, jalam, that water, akasha pratibhimbascha asti ityatra kim manam iti. What is pramanam? Aksheparthe kim. Kim pramanam? What is the pramanam, proof for the existence of the reflection in that water, which water is in the megha. Meghe jalam akashas pratibimba. The reflection of the space in the water, which is water is in the cloud. What is pramanam? Have you seen? Have you gone there? What is the pramanam? Pramanam. Kim pramanam? Kim manam means kim pramanam. What is the proof? There is no proof for that. Because you cannot see, I cannot see. Megha is up above. In that megha there is water. In that water there is a reflection. Who saw that? No one can see that. Chet. Na. So Nischala says, no, you cannot say so. Since you cannot see that reflection of space in that water, which water is in the cloud, therefore it is not there, you cannot say, you cannot ask for proof. I will tell you how you have to understand this. First he gives arthapatti pramanam, then anumana pramanam. Two pramanams he gives Nischala. How? Yadyapi meghe jalam akasha pratibimbaha pratibimbasya cha na pratyakshataha grahanam. Even then, yadyapi, even then, what is even then? I know that I cannot see directly. What directly I cannot see? I and you, no one can see that reflected space in that water, which water is in the megha cloud. No one can see directly. Yadyapi. Even then, meghe jalasya akasasya pratibimbaha cha na pratyakshataha. Directly, none of us can see that. I accept that. Pratyakshataha grahanam na sambhavati directly. But grahanam atha api, even then, anumanena grahanam sambhavatyeva. You can infer arthapatti pramanam. You can anumana pramanam, arthapatti pramanam, you can infer that. How you can infer? Tathahi megha jala vrishtehe darshanat. Megha, from megha we are getting rain from where? Rain from water bearing clouds only we are getting rain. Therefore, water must be there in the cloud. Hmm? Water must be there in the cloud. What is the proof? Because rain is coming. We are assuming rain is coming. There must be water in the clouds. When the water bearing clouds are just moving, we know today rain will come. How do you know? There are black clouds. We are anumiyate. Are you seeing directly? None of us seeing directly. But anumiyate. That is the meaning. Ardhapatti. Ardhapatya gnayate. Anumiyate means ardhapatya gnayate. We can know through assumption. Ardhapatti pramanena. Anumana pramanena. First one is ardhapatti pramana. Then yadi meghe jalam nasyat. If water is not there in megha, in that cloud, jalam nasyat, tarhi tato jalavrishtir nasyat. Then rain would have not come. If water is not there in that cloud, how rain will come? Since rain is coming, therefore we assumption, arthapatti pramana, assumption, there must be water in the cloud. Kincha, moreover, megastha jalam akasha pratibimba vishishtam. Megha, meghastha jalam, that water which is in that megha, the water in that space enclosed, water, jalam, akasha pratibimba vishishtam, that is associated with the reflection of the space. That megha akasha is associated with the reflected space. Why? Swachhadravyatvat darpanadivat. It's a beautiful answer. Swachhatvat. Because it is swachhadravyam. Dravyam means substance. Here, swachhadravyam means very crystal clear. Water is always crystal clear. Whatever is crystal clear will have a capacity to reflect. Puja Dayananda Swami says even bald head also can serve like a reflecting medium. Any smooth surface, crystal clear, swachham, like Swachha Bharat, okay? Swachham, Dravyam, Darpanadivat, like a mirror. Mirror is also having reflecting capacity. Water is also having reflecting capacity. Iti anumanena. This is inference. Second, arthapatti, first one, and anumanena. By this, meghastha jale, since water is serving as a reflecting medium. In well water and all, you can see your face. In a bucket of water, you can see your face. Swachhadravyam it is. Ityanumanena meghastha jale akasha pratibimbaha anumanancha siddhyati. Therefore, because of this, because water is swachhadravyam, it has got a reflecting capacity. Therefore, akasha can reflect in water, which is water is in the megha. Meghastha jale akasha pratibimbaha anumanancha siddhyati. Therefore, through anumanam, we can have happily accept that reflection of that space in the megha, water. Yadi asti jalam tarhi tad jalam akasha pratibimbena vina na siddhyati. Yadi asti jalam, if jalam is there, akasha pratibimba definitely will take place. Tad jalam akasha pratibimbena vina na syat. Tad jalam, that jalam cannot exist without a reflection of akasha. Wherever you keep mirror, it takes the reflection of that object in front. Similarly, water is also like that. So definitely the space reflection must be there in that water, because just as you take the mirror toward any side, near the wall, near the tree reflection comes, water, wall reflects in the mirror. Similarly, wherever jalam is there, in that jalam, that space will reflect. Without that, nasyat vina iti, without reflection, water doesn't exist. Without reflection, mirror exists. Without reflection of any object, can mirror exist? Wherever mirror, there is reflection. Wherever water, there is reflection. Like that, here also, nasyat iti niyama. This is the niyama. Because swachha dravyatvat. Evam meghe jalam. That water which is in the megha, tatra akasha pratibimbascha anumanena prasiddhyati. So through anumanam, megha pratibimba akasha is also possible. Therefore, you cannot say, I am not seeing directly, therefore there is no pratibimba of akasha in water. You cannot say. Through anumanam we can come to know. Now one more is there, mahakashaha, that we will see in the next class. Later he goes to dashtanta, chaitanyam. So whole this paragraph is fully about jala ghatakasha, jalakasha and mahakasha, meghakasha. One more akasha, mahakasha, that we will see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.